Hi everybody, welcome back to the Zenith 750 Super Duty build. This will be the last update video until after the Zenith fly-in. I'm headed back to Pennsylvania tomorrow for a few days to help out my dad. Once I get back, I will be flying the Blue Angels cruiser out to the Zenith factory. So I really won't get anything else done on the airplane until after the fly-in. So in case you want to ask, this is the latest and everything I've got done up until this point. Well, I don't think I'll have to take the rudder back off of the airplane again. I think this is the final installation. I do have the little light on the back here. This is the Aero LED sun tail, and you can see I've painted this little fairing with the checkers so that from far away you probably can't even tell it's on there. Now I do still have to secure this wire somehow. I think I'm probably just gonna put a clamp, drill a hole right where my thumb is, maybe and put a clamp right there. But it just runs down through this big round piece on the front of the rudder, comes out the bottom, and then connects to the wire that's in the fuselage. What I'd really like to get done is finish cutting these rudder cables and put the turnbuckles on here and get these connected. But I can't do that until I put that nylon insert in here. And I have the material here. I just got this on Amazon. It's just kind of a nylon. What I'll do is I'll put it in a lathe, drill a hole through the middle, and then machine it down so there's just a little bit of a lip, and then the rest of it will slide into this tube that's in here. But I can't connect this up yet because once there's a hole drilled in here, I have to slip it onto this cable and then put it in there before I can do anything with this. So my dad does have a lathe at home, so I'm hoping it's about 100 years old, but I'm hoping it works enough to get this machine down so that I can finish both of these. And when I come back from Pennsylvania, I can put them in and then finish hooking up the rudder cables in the back. Now I did show you guys this fairing on the front of the dorsal fin a while ago, but in the last video that I showed it, it was black. I have no idea why I painted that black, but when I put it on there, I realized it really should be yellow so that it all matches going around. So I sanded down the black, scuffed it up, reprimed it, and painted it yellow. And now it matches the whole dorsal fin. I might put a little, I'm not gonna paint it, I don't think. I might just put a little piece of black vinyl there to finish the other square that would be up here. But anyway, that's one little thing I got done. Now the last time I was home, I primed and painted a bunch of pieces. These two pieces here that are painted go in the airplane in the back, right there. There's a left and right. So those pieces are now done and ready to install. But I won't install them until after all of the rigging of the ailerons and everything is done because I need to get in there to adjust the rod ends. I got these two panels here painted, these top panels, and the next step is to actually wire up the headset jacks. But it is kind of nice having those panels done and ready to go. And while I was working with painting that day, I primed a few pieces. This is the very forward piece of the glare shield. This is the big hatch that goes on the bottom. And then this piece here I did have painted a while ago, but I did put the experimental placard on there. And I also have the placard on the left side. And while we're in the cockpit area here, we do now have on the kitplaneenthusiast.com website pre-cut anti-slip tape just like this that's ready to install. This is sticky back. It's just a big sticker, so you peel off the back and stick it in place. And this is a very soft to the touch rubber type of anti-skid. It's not that real rough, gritty sandpaper type that you might find on a concrete stairway. But it's really nice. It keeps your heels firmly planted, and it also protects your paint. Because if you don't have something here, you're going to wear out your paint on there and maybe get corrosion. So it's a good idea to put those in there. They're cheap enough. They're $45 for the Super Duty, $35 for the Cruiser. The Super Duty does come with 4 of them because there is a little back one right here if you have a passenger in the back. So the Super Duty has 4 of them, and this Cruiser and the Stoll have 2. But they are now available on kitplaneenthusiast.com. Hey guys, if you have already bought a product that's listed on the kitplaneenthusiast.com website, I thank you very much and I really appreciate it. Obviously, I do make a little bit of a commission when we sell something. And what do I use that money for? I put that money right back into this channel. I was finally able to buy something that I've wanted to buy for a long time, and that is this wireless microphone that I'm wearing now. I am no longer tethered to the camera. I can place the camera a little bit further back, and I can move around and I can walk around without being tethered and having a big wire hanging out and getting in the way. I've wanted to buy one of these for a long time, but they are very expensive. But I finally put some money back into the channel. My next upgrade is I'm going to buy a new camera that will have better autofocus and a little bit better quality. Again, that's very expensive. So when you do support the website, I do make a little bit of a commission, and I really appreciate you guys buying those products. Well, moving forward a little bit, I have put on the connectors to these two cables or wires coming out of the fuselage. One of them is for the nav and strobe, and the other is for the leading edge recognition light that'll be on the slat. You'll notice I have two different connectors here. That way the wires coming from the wings can't connect into the wrong ones. So that's done on both sides. I have also installed my top window, and it is completely sealed, so it's waterproof. There's a sealant in between the rib and the window. Now the back here, I have this on a high density foam, but what I'm probably going to do is take the same glue that's used on the top window and just seal this up in the back right here. I haven't done that yet because I kind of want to see if it leaks first. That foam might be enough to keep the water out. If not, then I'll put on that glue. But it is nice to have this done. I have also riveted on this very back window. I haven't done the other side, but I figured I don't really need access in there. So that's done. This one is not in yet. And moving forward, I've got a lot done on here, although it doesn't look like much at all. I've mounted my fuel pump, and over on this side here, I've mounted the red cube, everybody calls it. This is the fuel flow transducer. I just made this little aluminum mount right here that mounts it to the firewall. Cut out a slot for the cable. And if you read the instructions on this thing, it does have to be mounted in a certain way. So it is mounted per the instructions. I've just measured and ordered all of the fuel lines from Aircraft Specialty. They made me these oil lines here. They go from the remote oil filter kit right here. This is where the original oil filter was, but it hits back here. So you have to have a remote kit. That's from Airwolf, and I'll talk more about all this on a different video, but just to kind of show you for now. And you've got these two lines coming down here that go to the oil filter mounted on the firewall. This is really nice because it's easy to change, and once you unscrew it, it's not, it's upright so the oil doesn't spill out. So now I've got the fuel lines on the way. There's a fuel line that comes from here to the inlet here, and then from here, it'll come over around here to the carburetor. On this side over here, the fuel comes out of the gascolator, will come over to the electric pump. From out of the pump, it comes over to right there and connects to the engine-driven fuel pump. So all of these lines are ordered from Aircraft Specialty, and I will show you all those once I get them. Now, Steve at Aircraft Specialty has been tremendously helpful in helping me design this fuel system. Once we do have all of the fuel lines, all of this will be available on the kitplaneenthusiast.com website. You'll be able to get the oil lines, the fuel lines. I still have the oil cooler to mount and then get those lines done. But we'll have a complete firewall forward package for you. So if you're installing this same engine with a carburetor, you can just order all the fuel lines and oil lines in one kit, and everything will fit exactly like it should. When I was at Oshkosh this year, I did order the propeller. It's a Sensnick Stoll propeller, ground adjustable. I think it's 82 inches, or it might be 84, I can't remember. But they said there was about a 10-week wait for that. So I am waiting for the prop, but it's on the way. Also, just about a week ago, I ordered all of the firewall forward packages from Zenair in Canada. A lot of the Zenith kits are made in Mexico, Missouri, but a lot of the parts are also made up in Canada at Zenair. All the firewall forward stuff is made in Canada, so I got all of that stuff ordered. I'm not sure how long it'll take to get here, but once that does arrive, I can start building the baffles on the engine. I can mount the oil cooler. What else is there? There's that air box for below the carb here that will come up. Once all that is done, I guess once the prop is on here, then I can actually fit the cowling, get the cowl mounted to the fuselage, and then take the cowl off, get it painted. What else comes with that kit? The throttle cable, the mixture cable, all of that stuff can be installed. So it kind of really finish up all of the firewall forward. Once I have, oh, it also has the exhaust with it too. And a lot of this stuff, like a lot of this wiring and stuff, I don't really want to run until I have the exhaust on there because I want to make sure however I run the wires, it clears the exhaust. So there's a lot of wiring and things like that to hook up yet, but I kind of need the baffles on here and then the exhaust to do that. So again, once all that stuff gets here, I'll be able to kind of finish this up. Then I need to get my wings painted. In order to paint the wings, I do need to make these fairings that go up here. I've had this taped off for quite a while, but I think this month I'm going to get these made because once these are made, I can take this tape off, start scuffing up the wing and get it ready for paint. I would like to have the wingtips on here before I paint it, but I don't think I'm going to because these wingtips fit pretty poorly. I'm really not happy with the fit of the factory wingtips. And when Mark Seaver was here from North American Aerospace, we did scan these wings for custom wingtips because I did mention, I think in the previous video, we want to add an access door to here, and then we'll have a lightweight but real long plastic tube that goes in that hole where you can put in fishing rods and things like that. So, but you know, we scanned a lot of the airplanes for a lot of fairings. So, you know, it takes time for them to download those files and make the tooling and actually make the actual product. So I'm not sure how long it'll take to get those wingtips, but I can probably have the wing painted and then just add the wingtips later. One of the other things I've done that I forgot to mention was I had to rebuild my elevator control cables. And I've kind of known I've had to do this for quite a while. And the reason I had to remake the cable, actually just one of them, is you see the big opening back here in the bottom of the fuselage, and you see the turnbuckle right here. These are the elevator cables, that one and that one. Well, you notice there's no turnbuckle on there. And that is because right here is where the elevator servo, which you probably can't see, it's mounted right there. There's another cable that comes off there and connects to that elevator cable. And I couldn't connect it with a turnbuckle there. So I had to remake that cable. And what I did was I put that turnbuckle now, let's take this off. I have that turnbuckle up in here. Those are my headset jack wires. So here's the turnbuckle up here. I can still get to it to safety wire it and adjust it, but now it's out of the way. It's no longer back there, so I'll be able to connect the elevator servo to that wire. Now, like I said, I've known I've had to do that elevator cable for quite a while, and that is one of the reasons why I never riveted the dorsal fin on, because right up here, there's a big access hole in the top of the fuselage that I kind of need to get my hand down to run a new cable up through here and back. Well, now that that's done, I figured I'm probably pretty safe to start riveting. So I've riveted on this little dorsal fin here, and this one here, I've put a couple rivets in here, but I didn't rivet all of the holes, just in case I do need to take it off later. I don't think I do. I don't think there's any reason to have to remove this again, and that's why I felt comfortable putting a couple rivets in. But I just figured, you know, there's no point in riveting it right now. It's not going to do anything, so I'll probably wait until the airplane is completely done and then throw in the rest of the rivets. And if you don't follow the Kitplane Enthusiast Facebook page, shame on you. But I did post pictures of this back here. This side is completely done. I have that fairing screwed on, and it's only held on by a few screws. There's one here, one there, and then one right back here. And it's pretty solid. I don't think I really need any more. If I do, I could put another one right here or something, but I think that's really all it's required to hold it on. It's formed, you know, the fiberglass was laid up on here, so it kind of fits it nice like a glove. So it's really secure on there just with those screws. But that's what it looks like completed. I think it gives it a really nice finished look. It looks great. Here's what it looks like on the right side. And that one is not quite ready yet. I still have a lot of sanding and painting to do on this one, but I probably need to start getting this done so I can finish this up. We did scan these, so these will be available eventually. They'll be made out of plastic, just like all the other fairings, but if you're building a Super Duty, these will be available for your airplane. Hey guys, can you see me? I'm standing behind the airplane. You know why? Because I can. I'm no longer tethered to the camera. I have a wireless microphone. I'm moving up in the world. Anyway, that's it for this review of everything I've done on the airplane so far. You are caught up to date. If you're going to the Zenith fly-in in another week and a half, I will see you guys there.